Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This damn vent window saga continues. So I'll show you what happened here. I had the other frame in this truck, and this piece of glass was no good. And the track on the other frame was too narrow for this welting. I couldn't keep the window in the track. It would keep riding out because there was so much pressure on it. So I went and decided that I would use this frame with the other vent window. I didn't realize that they made two different height windows on square body Chevys, which my friend didn't realize it either. I'll actually walk outside and I'll show you the other door and I'll show you the difference. Well, before we go though, you will see how this rubber goes right up. That window goes right up there, within just a little ways of the top. This is in the thing, so that glass is right up close. So might as well leave the camera going here. I'll show you. So I went over to my friend's house. The bottom of this door is completely shot, but this is the window I need. And it's also got a good actual side window. He wants his mirror back. But other than that, he said keep the door. But there's other crumbs on it. So we'll keep the door. But let's go see the other one outside. I'll show you the difference. So we'll do this here kind of two-handed here. I don't know if I can get around this saw blade. Well, the very top of that, you can see how thick that rubber is. That is a, I think it's, believe it's after 82. Not positive. But anyway, it's raining out. We've had, 2.3 inches today. Well, since it started. Well, it started yesterday at 4 o'clock or so, 2 or 3 o'clock, I don't know. But anyway, been getting a lot of rain. So, yeah, that one out there that I just showed you, you know, this rubber here goes way down to here. And they shortened that vent window quite a lot. I don't know what the reasoning was. So anyway, I got to get this one out. And I will change, this gasket's completely shot. I'll change the gasket with the one I got, which is a new one. And we'll see if this will go in. Might have to get the impact. Yeah, can't start that one. Well, that one came right out. Good. Okay. Yeah, let's see which way that thing's going. It is going the right way. Hold a little tension on her. That's simple. I'll tell you, it's amazing what an impact will do. Just that little tiny impact. Start it, and then you're good to go. Whoop. Lost the thimble out. There's another thimble in this one down here. There we go. Those are big holes, so they give you a thimble to go in it. I think it's so it self-aligns, but anyway, now the big question is, can you pull this thing out? We'll tackle that in a second. I'm going to get that grease wiped off of there because I keep getting into it. Well, what I had to do was I got this back track unbolted down bottom, and I put this down most of the way and then jiggled it back so I had this slot and then I could get it out. Also, this bolt that's a tie bolt right here that sets the width here, I took that out. Mine actually doesn't have one in it. That's what it looks like right there, them two pieces. is one of these nut clips. And that right there is the adjusting screw. So I'll put that in mind when I get done, because I never have had one. And that is the original door. So, yeah. See, I don't have one there. You can see the spot where the tin is and where the bolt's supposed to go through. So, we'll put that in. The only thing I can see that might be a snag is I've got that bracket that holds my mirrors on. It may interfere right there, so I'm going to have to take my mirror off and get rid of that piece of metal right there. I don't know if you're looking there where you need to be or not, but anyway, right there. So I'll get that old ugly piece of steel out of there and I'll thin it down. And I'll do that before I put this vent window in. Here's an interesting thing on this 80 Chevy. When this truck was brand new, it had these mirrors on it. This was a 1980 Custom Deluxe diesel, originally. It had the Oldsmobile diesel conversion in it. And they can say what they want until the injection pump went on it. We had starter troubles. You know, every 20, 30,000 miles you had to put a $200 starter in it, which was a lot of money back then. But they got too hot by the exhaust. But anyway, if they had that straightened out, and if they could have straightened out the weak injection system on them, shit, when I took them down, this truck had 120 or 40,000 on it when that injection pump went. And kind of an odd thing, I didn't have money enough to find another motor, but I had an old Oldsmobile engine that was setting out. I took them heads off, ground the valves in them heads, and put a set of gasoline heads in that Oldsmobile diesel. And the only problem I had was my valves were bad that was in that head because it had been sitting out in the weather. And I took all the diesel valves and I put the diesel valves and the diesel valve springs on that head, on the heads. And the only problem I had was the push rods weren't long enough. So I had two of those diesels kicking around, and I took and lengthened them 3/8 of an inch, every one of them. And I did it on an old Lincoln buzz box, believe it or not. And I don't know if there's still any of them in that glove box or not. I think I've thrown them out. I used to have a couple of them in there, because when I did the 16, you know, I did like 20 of them, because I thought, boy, if I'm traveling and I bend a push rod, I'm going to want to have a spare. So I always had a bunch, and I never did bend one. But when I took them, two of those engines down to make one out of them, so all I had to do was buy a gasket set. There was no signs of wear at all on the bearings or any of the wear surfaces. The cylinders all looked good. I remember when I was working in industrial engine, we used to do a lot of heads because the head gaskets would blow. But the machining job on the factory heads was atrocious. It was like, what were they even thinking? And they told us, don't grind them, make sure you use a rotary broach that leaves some tooth for the gasket or you won't hold the gasket. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but usually after we got done with them, they worked out fine. But yeah, they were actually a pretty good motor. They just had a couple of issues that they didn't overcome, and they didn't really try to overcome them. The lower end seemed to be strong enough on them. So, but anyway, I made a gas job out of it, and I drove that gas job about 100,000 until the transmission finally went to bed. And then I changed it over to standard like it is now. A friend of mine gave me well, he wanted the truck back, but he gave me a 78 Chevy 3/4 ton 2-wheel drive, which is what the drive shaft is out of, what the transmission is out of, the pedals are out of it, and the 292 6-cylinder is out of it. So that's kind of how this morphed into what it is. But getting back to this mirror from the factory, these were mounted about an inch too high, so you can't open them vent windows. If they would have come down here a little further, you could open the vent windows. And I remember talking to my uncle about it, because he was the one who had this truck first. And he said, oh, he says, I think they did that so that they wouldn't be liable for people getting stung by bees. That was Might have been just a bullshit thing that he was thought up himself. I don't know. But my uncle's a smart guy. So you never know. Might have been some truth to it. But anyway, yeah, you never could open the vent windows on this truck, only about 1.5 inches. You couldn't turn them around so the air would blow on you. It was all right for a smoker because people used to just crack them and let the smoke get sucked out. So anyway, I'm going to get back to putting this in. I did put that little screw in so I can adjust this. And I've got this window pushed back a little bit, and I should be able to sneak this right down through there. Move that back a little more. Okay, let's see how this works. If I can get that down by the glass right there. There we go, we got a mate now. Now this has to turn. Go like so. Come on. I think that is about where I want it to be. So, top went in all right. Go check out the outside. Yeah, according to that, still got to go ahead quite a bit, about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. The bottom looks right. So I'm just going to hit that with a rubber mallet. I'll go get one, gently of course, because I got to get that up where I can get that top screw in. But I'm going to do that off camera. I'm just going to do some tapping, get the screws in. This middle hole here has been welded on this truck, and I never did it because I never had wire feed up until recently, so I'm not really sure what that deal was. But anyway, I'll get this in, I'll bring you back. An interesting little thing, this one here is just enough difference, or that might be the way it mounted. It is so friggin' close right there, but it misses, and a miss is a miss, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, this thing is in the back track still, as you can see, and all I got to do now, put them 2 bolts in right there, which I only got to hold that ahead about that much. Stuff lines up pretty good. I'll put them 2 screws in, slide the window ahead into the track, and I got to make sure that one follows and put 1 bolt in there. And I should be able to see if this window goes up and down. So I'll bring you back. We'll see how we make out. So I'm missing one of these. I have one of them. And of course, that came off the front. It happened to be falling off, so I took it off so I wouldn't lose it. Because, you know, you can't buy that diesel stuff anymore, really. But anyway, yeah, it was in the glove box. I didn't have any push rods, though. Okay, everybody. I got the power on. And so I think we got a success. No crashes, no snapping, no binding. Everything's still in all the felts. Yeah, I don't know about that corner right there. I might have to look into that. But anyway, for the most part, we got it. I'm going to adjust this little screw right here, tighten this up a little bit, and yeah. So anyway, that's going to be it for this little window project on this 80 Chevy. And yeah, keep safe, everybody. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.